Happy Monday, eighth graders. How are you? I hope you guys had a great weekend. I really enjoyed reading all of your proposal letters last week. They were fantastic. I also am really looking forward to seeing where all of your research projects go because our topics are very interesting and diverse. And I really love seeing the personal connection that you have to your topic. I also want to point out that I have everybody who turned them in, I gave you feedback and I gave you a grade. The grades are already in PowerSchool. And if I left you comments or you didn't get a 15 out of 15, you can revise and resubmit up to 15. And I would really recommend that you do that because this is an assessment grade. So it can really help a lot of you in your overall semester two grade. If you have any questions about that or you want to submit still but you hadn't yet, please do so. Don't worry about work being late while we are doing our distance learning. It is, you know, annoying for me to have to go back and regrade things or grade stuff from like a couple weeks ago, but I would way rather you do it and catch up on life than just say I'm out for the year. Okay. Show up, be that kind of person. So, what we're going to do this week is really build on our article and research work. Now, last week I got about half of us turned in our article and research practice. So, I'd really recommend that a lot of you finish this. What that was asking us to do was really to practice the research process. And you'll notice this week's chart is exactly the same. We're going to use this chart for a couple of weeks because let's just do things the same and be efficient. Our second goal with reading those articles or picking one of the articles to read was to see an example of a teenager your age who has made significant change in the world. Now, I know some of you are feeling overwhelmed in the sense that you don't have the right to vote and you don't have a lot of political power or authority per se. But I do want you to notice that there are so many things that you can do to make small changes in the world, and little changes build up to big changes over time. So we see these teens doing things that they really care about, using tools at their disposal like protest, sending letters, sending information, being part of a court case, cold calling people. You notice that Adam, the basketball kid, would call people who he thought could help him and wasn't afraid of getting rejected. Those are a lot of things that we can do to affect change. So the other thing that we're going to really focus on this week is a very similar process, but with your topic. So now we've started getting into the really deep diving individual portion of our project. This week, you're going to read 2 articles total. You can obviously read more, but you need at least 2. You're going to read 1 today and 1 on Wednesday. And what you're going to do with those is very similar to what we did with our articles from last week. You are going to copy and paste. So Control C to copy, Control V to paste the article link being the URL from right up here. You're going to do the citation in MLA format, and this is your guide. For websites, if you are not familiar, a lot of times the information will be at the very top of the website and the very bottom. So you might have to scroll and look at both. But if there's anything that you can't find, like I don't know the place it was published, you simply leave it out. You just skip it. You don't write anything. Okay. And please be aware, be very cautious of the punctuation, the italics, and the spacing. Okay. Don't worry about the tabbing yet because I will help you do that later. But MLA formatting or citations are not difficult. They're just very detail oriented. Okay. What you're going to do as you read is look for 3 or more important quotes. Now, an important quote needs to be something that is specific. In our proposal letters, I saw a lot of people using the research shows and then said a very vague comment like, racism is bad or racism affects what people can do. And while both of those statements may be true or they may be easily supportable opinions, they don't really mean anything. They don't really show anything. So you need really some specific information like data, statistics, specific people's examples, quotes from experts. You want experience information. You want history information. And you're going to copy and paste at least 3 quotes here. This table will get as big as you want it to. That's the beauty of digital documents. So, yes, get more quotes if you can find them. It's anything that seems important or interesting to you, anything that's made you stop and say, huh, that's a great thing to pull out. For each quote, you also need a comment because our quotes are meaningless if we don't have any thoughts about them. And I want you to really pay attention to this because it'll help you over the long term keep track of your thought process, and it'll help you sort out all of your thoughts later to have a really clear and guided presentation that makes a lot of sense and is very powerful. So you're going to answer both of these questions for each of your quotes. Why is it important? And what does it prove or show? Another great thing to put in this column is any questions you come up with. So did it make you ask an additional question? Those are so important because it helps direct you in the future, because if you have a question, you should later answer that question. But you can do that with the internet. And that will really help guide your project to a really, really personal and good space that you care about and you are interested in. When you're done with that, you're going to click turn in if you want me to grade it. And then again, on Wednesday, we will repeat that process. If you are missing any prior work, even including stuff from before we went to distance learning, please remember that you can always make that up. Nobody should be ending this year with a D or an F because you have plenty of time to make up work from the past or to be doing a really great job on this project. So if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. If you want additional help, or if you really need that Tuesday office hour, let me know. I am going to be emailing your parents with both what we've been missing from the past and what is assigned to you this week. So have a great day, and I will see you guys soon.